Recently, two of Shell Point's residents took a trip of a lifetime. In a little under 24 hours, veterans Jerry Becker and Bob Strong revisited their youth and paid tribute to those who, like them, put their country first during wartime. Jerry and Bob traveled to Washington, D.C. as part of an honor flight to see the memorials and to be honored for their service. Jerry recounts those early years when he enlisted in the Navy.
I volunteered when I was 18, and I went down to sign for the draft, and there was a Navy recruiting station right across the street almost. So me and my friend decided we better go in there and check out, see what they got to offer. So we went in there, and there was he offered, at that time for a short period, they had 2-year enlistments. Normally it'd be 4 and 5, or 4 and 6. So we decided we better join the Navy, you know, and see the world. I asked for a small craft, and they ended up on the battleship. You know, being a little country boy and coming out there and seeing that battleship, that just threw me how big they are. During the war, they carried a complement of like 4,000 to 5,000 men. The shooting war was just ended, and they signed a peace treaty on the USS Missouri, Truman, and so I was told they discharged over, I don't know, a couple million servicemen in about 2 months. So there were servicemen all over. But I was honored to go on the ship and replace some of them old guys.
It was during the Korean War when Bob began his adventure in the service.
I was drafted during the Korean War, and it was raging at that time, and we were being trained to go to what was called Far East Command, or FECOM. And ultimately I was trained as an officer for fire directional control for artillery. And so when I left home, my home in Illinois, I was I knew I was going to Korea. However, when the train arrived in Fort Lewis, Washington, they were stamping all my buddies' orders, FECOM, 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 and I show up and he says, "Step out of line." And I stepped out of line, and they run my whole outfit through. And they did go to the Far East. He called me back up. He says, "We've discovered your feet are way too flat for combat zone, so we're sending you somewhere else." And then I was lost for a couple of months in Fort Lewis, and when they refound me, I was sent to Alaska. So I became a wheeled vehicular mechanic, if you can believe that. And so I spent my time, I was named Troop Information Education Officer while in Alaska. We did have numerous times when we would all run out with our weapons and jump in the bunkers because there'd be a Russian aircraft sighted leaving Alaskan airspace. It was probably a game that was being played just to show us that they could penetrate the radar and we wouldn't catch them till they were leaving. But we always had a full alert when that happened.
Jerry first learned about the honor flights from a VA nurse.
I got out of the service, and so it's been almost 70 years. All of a sudden, I went to the VA over here for an annual physical, and the nurse there, I never heard of that honor flight before, and the nurse there says, "You know, you should go on that honor flight. It's really something."
Well, I went to the Cape Coral VA. A nurse said, "Well, you're a Korean vet." And I said, "Yes." "Have you been on an honor flight?" I said, "No, ma'am, I haven't." "Where you're going?" And she went and got another lady, and they filled out the paperwork. And
then we had to be at the airport at 4 o'clock in the morning, at Fort Myers Airport.
I guess as we're taxiing out around 4:30, the captain says, "Open your window shades. RSW firefighter is going to give you a bon voyage."
And I seen all the windows getting wet. Now, it was not raining. And I looked out the window, and the fire trucks are out there and shot their water over the plane to send us off.
The next thing of great impact to me emotionally was as we came up the jetway to the concourse, we could hear a band playing. They had a band. This is 7:30 Saturday morning, and here's a band playing patriotic music right just inside the jetway. And the concourse is filled with people. That I had never, ever expected. Who gets up that early in the morning, to come and get parked and get through security and be there, and I didn't make it through that unscathed. I just lost it. Cried like a baby. It was very emotional.
We have police escorts all over, wherever we went. And we went to one memorial. We spent about a half hour at each memorial. I think there were 7. And it was pretty moving, emotional, especially the Vietnam Memorial with all the names on the wall, thousands of names. And it brought me to the reality, all these are all young guys, 18, 19, 20 years old. And that really shook me. And we got back here to Fort Myers around 8:30, and started getting off. And nobody told us about this reception. We were going to get there.
Well, it's quite an honor, and this is a fantastic experience. I was told that there might be a get-together or some sort of a party after to welcome them home, but it's spectacular.
It's amazing. I'm just amazed at all the people that are here. It's amazing.
Bob, is it good to be home?
It was good to be there too.
It's been a long day. Great, a beautiful day.
It was a day to remember.
We'd like to thank all of our Shell Point veterans for their service.